Good morning, student. I wish you are doing great. Well, this is your teacher Nabil Shamsi is talking to you. So, we will continue our courses concerning Unit Number 8, Sports. Last time, we talked about vocabulary and we saw many types of vocabulary. Today, we will see another lesson, a new lesson, the present continuous tense. We will see the negative and the interrogative form. Grammar. So let's start. Before that, we would like to do a small revision, okay? واحد المراجعة بسيطة, small revision of the last unit or the last lesson, sorry. Last time we talked about, as I said, vocabulary, and we saw many types of sports, okay? As you see here in this picture, we have many types of sports. Now here we have, or we saw that there are two types. We have the individual sports and we have team sports. Individual sports, they are sports that are played by one player. Okay, for example, golf, tennis, swimming. We have just one player. The second type of sports is the team sports. Okay, so team sports, they are sports that are played by a group of players. Group of players, which mean مجموعة من لاعبين. Like football, American football, basketball, handball, hockey. All these sports we need group of players. Okay. We also saw the punctuation. If you remember, we talked about the punctuation, and we said that we use the punctuation for the clarity of a sentence. So here the punctuation, we have many types of. We have the first one, we have the apostrophe, we have the brackets, the colon, comma, فاصلة, exclamation mark, full stop, hyphen, question mark, semicolon, and speech mark. Now here we have the use, استعمال, the use of these punctuation. So the first one we have the full stop. Last time we talked about four punctuation marks. We talked about the full stop, the comma, question mark, and the exclamation mark. Full stop we use it at the end of a sentence. في الأخير تاع أي جملة. Okay. For example, my name is Ahmed and I put a full stop. A declarative sentence. جملة إخبارية and I put a full stop. Ahmed goes to the park. Full stop. Is it clear? Here we have comma. To separate items in a series. Okay. My favorite, for example, dish or my favorite food are, or my favorite drinks are lemonade, and I put comma, coffee, comma, tea, comma, lemon juice, comma, and then I say and, for example, milk. Here we have colon. Colon to introduce a list. لائحة. For example, you want to say something and you put the colon and then you go back to the line كترجع السطر and then you start writing the list of the thing. We have the semicolon and we have the question mark. Okay, علامة استفهام to show that is a question. If you have a question, what is your name? And you put a question mark. Where are you from? Question mark. The exclamation after an exclamation. Okay, what a beautiful car, and you put the exclamation. That's a big car. You put an exclamation. We have the slash to separate letters, numbers, etc. We have the apostrophe to show when a letter or a number has been left out. The apostrophe, we saw it many times. درناها مختارة the apostrophe. Okay. For example, we have the full form and we have the short form. For example, you say are not, here the full form, or we say aren't, is not, the full form. If I want to write isn't, I use the apostrophe. Here we have the at sign. The ellipsis mark, one or more words have been intentionally left out. Okay. Rounded brackets. So here we have the brackets. بين قوسين. And we have the quotation. These we call them the quotation marks. Okay. If you want to quote something, تقتبس شيئا. Quotation marks. To indicate a phrase to show that someone else has written or said it. شي واحد قال شي حاجة, you want to quote it, باغي تقتبس من شي واحد. So you write Ahmed says, for example, and you put a colon هو الأول هذا, and then you move to the quotation mark كتديرهم, and then you write what Ahmed says. Okay. This is concerning the punctuation and the vocabulary of the last time. Now let's move to the lesson of today. Today we will study grammar. Okay, we will talk about the present continuous tense, the negative and the interrogative form. Sorry. Last time we talked about, if you remember, not the last time, the session before, we studied the present continuous in the affirmative form. Today we will talk about the negative and the interrogative form. Okay. Now let's see this slide. So we say that the present continuous is a tense. Sorry, I missed the A there. The present continuous is a tense in which actions happens continuously in the present. In other words, بكلمات أخرى, the present continuous هو شنو؟ هو a tense, واحد الزمن in which the actions, الأحداث, happens in the present now. For example, so here I have an example. Affirmative. Remember, here we are talking about the affirmative form. We have three forms. We have the affirmative, we have the negative, and we have the interrogative form. Now let's start by the affirmative form for the present continuous. For example, when I say I am playing football, so the action of playing football happens now. تقع الآن. That's why I use the present continuous. When I want to talk about an action that happens now. Is it clear? So I say I am playing football, for example, now or at this moment. Picture number 2, I'm eating my lunch right now. الآن. I'm eating my lunch because the action of eating, the action of eating happens right now. That's why I use the present continuous. I'm reading my books. I'm reading my books. So if you see here, you have a question. What are you doing? We use this question if we say, for example, we see someone is doing something and we ask him or her, what are you doing? He or she answers, I'm doing this or that. Now let's move to the interrogative form. As you see here, we have, the interrogative form. What do you mean by the interrogative? The interrogative is simply the question. هو السؤال. We use this form if we want to ask questions. We use the interrogative form to ask questions. Okay. For example, look at here in picture number 1. We have a group of players, female players. They are playing what? They are playing handball. Okay, and the question here, is she playing basketball? Is she playing basketball right now? So we are watching. احنا كنشوفوا. Okay, كنشوفوا that the action is happening right now. احنا حاضرين المباراة. Okay, we are attending a game and we are seeing players and we asking. So for example, you have a kid and he is asking you, Dad, is she playing basketball? Is she playing basketball? So your answer is going to be no, she's playing handball. She's playing handball, not basketball. Now, let's go back to the question. Is she playing basketball? So this is the interrogative form. Notice that we start by what? By the auxiliary first, then the subject. Is she? In the affirmative form, we say she is playing. Here we declare, we say, we tell. كنخبر. But if I want to ask question, I start with what? The auxiliary. I say, is she playing basketball? And I put an exclamation mark at the end. Okay, look at the exclamation mark, علامة التعجب. The same thing for the next picture. Is he reading a book? Is he reading a book? I'm asking question. And of course, as the first example, we start always in the interrogative form. We start by the auxiliary than the subject. Now let's move. Okay, so here we have the interrogative form. We're still in the interrogative form. So when you ask a question, when you always ask a question, you have what? You have either a positive answer or a negative answer. For example, are you watching TV now? For example, you open the door and you find your brother watching television. You ask him, okay, you say, are you watching TV? واش كتشوف التلفازة دابا؟ واش كتفرج؟ واش كدير دابا؟ So if he for example, if he's watching, he's not playing with his phone, he's gonna say, yes, I am. So this is a positive answer. If he is not, he will be like, no, I am not. Now the last form, it's the negative form. We have the affirmative, interrogative. Now we have the negative form. The negative form. So we have always, when we say the negative, we mean that we will add not. Okay, they are not playing football. They are watching TV. Now look at this family. They are not playing football. They are watching TV. Here I repeated the sentence عودتها. The first time I write they are not playing football. That's the full form, because we separate not from the verb, from the auxiliary. They are not playing football. And in the next sentence, it is related or connected, so it's the short form. So this is concerning the negative form. Now here we have the three forms, the positive, the negative, the question. Okay, so we have the affirmative or the positive. I am walking, you are walking, for example, here with the verb to walk. Okay, I am walking to the market right now. For example, your brother or your friend is calling you in the phone. Hi, how are you? I am fine. What are you doing? I am walking to the market. Or I am walking in the park right now. الآن دابا. Suppose that one of your friends is calling you. Hello, Ahmed. Hi, how are you? I am fine, thank you. What are you doing? I am walking. كنتمشى. I am walking. So the action of walking happens right now in the present, and it is continuous. مستمرة. Here with the negative, if you are not walking, or not, say I'm not walking. And with the question, you ask and you start with the auxiliary, as I said. Okay, so here we have, okay, we have verbs plus the ing. For example, when you say go, going, do, doing, live, living, have, having, sleep, sleeping, etc., etc. Mind that in some verbs we add the ing. In other verbs we put the verb and we change the last letter, like lie, lying, die, dying. The e becomes y. Okay. Now here, I would like you to do a small exercise. Okay, I would like you to do a small exercise. Okay, so I would like you to go back to the lesson, see it again, and I would like you to I would like you to write the verb or the verbs between brackets in the right form. So you have some pictures. Okay, so a picture like this picture, like this one, like this one. Okay, so number one, the boy, and you have the verb between brackets, do his exercise now. So all the actions here happens right now. The same thing for number two, for number three. Okay, And here I have, okay, I'd like you to mind. See whether you are going to put the verb in the affirmative or in the negative or in the interrogative form. It depends on the situation of the action. وضعية ديال الحدث. It depends on the situation of the action. Thank you so much for attending this class. Before I leave, قبل ما نساليو, I would like you to, إن شاء الله, I would like you to write this table هذا. I'd like you to copy it in your lesson copybook. Okay, copy it in your lesson copybook. And in your exercise, in the exercise part, I would like you to do this exercise and this exercise. Is it clear? If you have any questions, okay, I would like you to write them down in the comments. Okay, thank you so much and see you next time, inshallah.